I'm back. Rodrance for the Black and White Network. Well, you can never be woke enough, and you can never be extreme enough. You can never be radical enough or progressive enough. How do we know? We've seen the woke eat the woke for years now. And nobody is more woke, and let's be honest, okay, groomer, more extreme than Disney's political ideology, especially when it comes to content of entertainment. But has that shielded them from the radicals over at the Washington Post and the wokes on Twitter from annihilating Disney this morning for not being woke enough? I find this hilarious. Disney has taken a flamethrower to their brand for the sake of leftist radical ideology, and it's done them no good. In the matter of one morning, it's done them no good. I saw this earlier this morning, and Disney was getting their asses drug. Why? Because they won't run extremist abortion ads on their Hulu service. I mean, we keep trying to say this. You can't win. You can't win. It's never going to be good enough. I mean, you've tanked the MCU. You've tanked Lucasfilm. You're tanking your theme parks. I mean, the fairy godmother is gender fluid now. You've lost your self-governing status because you picked a war with a guy that's probably going to be president in 2028. And it's done you no good. Washington Post, this is Breitbart, Democrats pressure Disney to run abortion ads, and they were getting destroyed this morning. Child groomers at Disney are currently refusing to run certain Democratic Party ads on Hulu, and the Democrats and the media are furious. I mean, this is hilarious. According to far-left Washington Post, Hulu has a policy, quote, against running content deemed controversial. You see, because Hulu is a streaming service, it is not bound by, quote, the Communications Act of 1934, a law that requires broadcast television networks to provide politicians equal access to airwaves. Naturally, the Democrats are responding by screaming censorship. Imagine Democrats screaming censorship when we sat back and we've watched them censor the right and conservatives and Republicans for years and years now. This is crazy. This is crazy. Hulu's censorship of the truth is outrageous, offensive, and another step in a dangerous path for our country. Are you kidding me right now? The directors of 3 Democratic campaign committees told the Post, quote, voters have a right to know the facts about MAGA Republicans' agenda on issues like abortion. And Hulu is doing a huge disservice to the American people by blocking voters from learning the truth about the GOP record or denying these issues from even being discussed. Now, notice that article right there. Walt Disney Company is the worst performing stock in the Dow Jones for the past year, plummeting 31%. Keep in mind, Disney is at 2-year lows on their stocks right now. They've lost $63 billion at last count for picking that fight with Ron DeSantis in Florida. The Post story is hysterically overwritten in the extreme. 1,100 words. And it goes so far as to bring up the, quote, don't say gay controversy where Disney was similarly attacked for not doing what the far left extremists demanded them to do, and where Disney eventually backed down and embraced child grooming. Democratic concerns over Hulu's ad policies have been exacerbated by the company's vague and sometimes contradictory communications with ad buyers. 3 days after placing the ad buy, the 3 Democratic committees were told by Hulu through a vendor that the delay was, quote, content related. According to a person familiar with the events who requested anonymity to discuss the internal process. The next day, Democrats scheduled a call with Hulu to discuss the matter, but Hulu officials canceled the call just as it was about to begin, suggesting by email that they reschedule later in the day. Hulu officials did not communicate further that day. An attorney for the Democratic committee, are you kidding? Emailed twice and called twice the following day in an effort to restart discussions. The following day, on July 21st, Lance Delaney, an account executive in Disney's advertising sales, emailed, "We received creative approval," only to follow up later and say this message was sent in error. Who cares? How is this news? It's not. The whole point of this absurd Post story is to bully Disney into changing its policy and running obnoxious ads to benefit the Democratic Party. Two things are happening here. The first is that Democrats see what's coming in November, a total electoral wipeout, and seek every advantage possible. Using Hulu to manipulate young people to the polls is one of the advantages and wonderful examples of just how scared and desperate they are, and the corporate media, about what's coming. The other thing happening is the left's ongoing crusade to bring Disney completely to its knees, because Disney continues to buckle to appease the far left, that the same far left sees this dumb ad controversy as another opportunity to bully the Mouse House into 100% fidelity, to send a message that Disney is now a tool for the left and must behave accordingly. Disney is constantly retreating, reversing itself, and looking to appease the far left, even to the point of embracing sexual grooming of young children. Democrats see this. They smell Disney's weakness and fear, and as corporate media outlets like Washington Post, so every opportunity to browbeat, intimidate, and muscle Disney into becoming 100% loyal to Democrats will be utilized. And it looks to me like it already has. Can you imagine Disney going even further? Disney has completely tanked its brand with people that live in the Midwest, people that live in the South, people that have traditional family values, of which Disney built its brand on, of which the MCU and especially Lucasfilm built its brand on, the theme parks built its brand on. They turned their back on Republicans and conservatives across the country with this woke radical ideology, and it's not enough. And frankly, it's hilariously not enough. I find this hilarious that Disney has literally lost $63 billion, and that was as of 2 months ago, over this radical ideology, and lost its self-governing status for the sake of wokeness, and that's not enough. I find this hilarious. Good. Light a fire to it. Walking across the bridge, burn it down, walk off, action movie, slow walk style. Wow. Disney's not woke enough. Think about that a minute. How many videos, some of the biggest videos on this channel has just been about how badly, how radical, and how woke Disney is. And this is happening. They're under attack for not being woke enough. Good. Bob Chapek, Robert Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, this is what you get. You bend the knees, you gotta keep sucking, brother. Get after it. This is hilarious. Burn it to the ground in ash. Wow. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network supporters. Hit the subscribe button. I'm not normally this fired up in a video, but this is, this is exactly what you deserve. Exactly what you deserve. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Link in the description. Use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word. 25% off now.